Welcome back to Courtside and Happy New Year. I'm your host, John Brown, with the head coach, Chris Talley. It's been a long time since we've been here. A lot of games for the team here. Coach, been a successful break here. Happy New Year to you. 5-1 since last time we've talking here on the show here, and you really kind of defended that home court. What we really talked about leaving break here was that week of 3-pack games. So.
Yeah, Happy New Year, Coach. It's good to be back in the booth here, and a lot to cover.
Yes.
Thinking back, it's hard to remember everything that's happened since we've been here, but we have a lot to talk about, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so we talked about it was a big week in pack basketball for you guys. You played 3 games, and they were all at home, and you really kind of like on the downward trend there a little bit before, and you kind of came in and found a way to get 3 home wins against really stiff competition out of those 3 there too.
Yeah, I think were we 1-3?
Yeah, something like that.
Something, yeah. So it was kind of a part of the season where you kind of make or break your season with a bunch of home games and getting out of the gate a little bit slow. So yeah, I think the first one was it was
Boyertown, right?
I think Thunder as the host.
You guys played Boyertown. RCTV covered the game,
yeah.
And once again, you called it. It was like a tough, scrappy type of team, kind of what always Boyertown does there for you.
Yeah, I think I remember talking about them starting 4 sophomores, which happened. They shot really well. I think they had 4 threes in the first quarter, and just tough Boyertown kids who have been playing everybody tough. They've since beaten North Penn.
And North Penn, let's make sure everybody knows, during the holiday time beat Methacton and PV.
Yeah.
So that's a really good win for that Boyertown program there too.
Yeah.
And I think if I looked at the districts, like if they're in the discussion, they're probably in the bracket if it ended today too.
Yeah, as of now they're in.
Yeah.
They're which is Coach Ludwig's got to be pretty excited about the future of his team, and not only that, the way they're playing right now as sophomores.
And the real thing when you look at those district rankings, sorry, we're kind of stealing some thunder from late in the show. I think if O&J is the lowest ranking, but 28, they're right on the cusp of being in and out of the bracket too.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's stressful as a coach, but everybody's kind of in the mix. Everybody's relevant, which is great for our league. It's
amazing how much wins and losses change these rankings from week to week. I think I checked over break. You were somewhere around 8 or whatever, and you went whatever. You lost the PV though, but you dropped all the way to whatever it was, 13, 14, somewhere down there too.
It kind of just depends when you check. How you say it changes week to week. It's actually constantly updating. You could check it 24 hours a day
if you wanted to.
It's if you allowed it, it's kind of a roller coaster ride. But I check it every now and then. I kind of like, at this point, it's so early in the season and there's a lot of games left. You don't want to drive yourself too crazy. Yeah,
we don't want to talk too much about it. And hey, we got tons of highlights. So let's start off right here with the Spring Ford Boyertown highlights here.
Sounds good. All right, so yeah, this is us obviously in the home, and kind of just needed a win, Coach. I think it was a 4-point spread, 6-point win, something like that.
Love that once again here, the mid-range game from you guys here too. It doesn't always need to be a 3-ball.
No, high school basketball has kind of morphed into either a 3-pointer
or get at the rim
or a layup, and that.
If you're willing to take that, you're willing to take that mid-range game, it's available.
And I think the guy with the ball there, Schlingo, the best part of his game is his pull-up. Even though he hooked Scrocky up for a 3 on that one, but I think Schlingo.
You guys in your pressure day.
Yeah, the trap, and Baker rotating. If you get a good trap, Coach, it's tough to pass through it, especially when you have Baker, Bobek, Kovaleski, guys that are 6'3", 6'4" coming at you. Good to see Pat, get in the lane there, use his body, and get a nice finish.
And here's Boyertown. They've been playing this 2-3 zone now for a couple of years now.
Yeah, I mean, as long as Ludwig's been around, that's kind of been
their go-to. Yeah,
Coach Ludwig, I should say. That's something that they play, and they play it well. They slowed us down, which was their game plan. We
had Baker on the end, one back there. What you guys have been known for some really good out-of-bounds stuff too the past couple of years on your end.
Yeah, that's one thing. If
nice.
Yeah, it's good high-low action between Baker, Bobek. Out-of-bounds plays. It's almost got to be part of your offense anymore. There you go.
There's just fly slamma jamma.
Yeah, that Baker had a couple of those so far this season,
Okay.
and you know that we feed off that energy. I love when he's out in the break and gets a dunk, and the kids seem to, for the next 4 or 5 minutes, feed off of that. So.
All right, so good win there against Boardtown.
Yeah.
Close, you know what I mean? Like you guys won the game, but like you were playing all the way to that final buzzer there then too.
You know, as expected, and I told you on the show, it wasn't going to be, you know, they have 4 sophomores. We're gonna, we're 1-3 at that point.
Yeah.
So it was a good game.
You're gonna have to travel down to Boardtown later in the season. It's gonna be a real tough test for you guys.
Correct.
All right, so now we're playing the other side. You got PJP. So remember, you're playing all 6 small schools, Frontier, Liberty, whatever.
Yeah.
You're playing all of them. So Battle of Rofo, PJP came here,
Yep.
and they were a hot basketball team there too, really shooting the ball well.
Yeah, I believe. Again, this is pre-2019. They were 5-1 at the time. Had a win over Devon Prep. They had beaten Pottsgrove, Lansdale Catholic, who's in the Catholic League.
Devon Prep's in the Catholic League.
That's right, first year.
Yeah, first year for
as a member of the Catholic League, which Holy Ghost Prep just got denied.
They said no to them.
Yeah, which is interesting. How do you
Topic for another day.
Yeah.
We got a lot of highlights. Keep rock and roll here in PJP.
Yeah, we're not entering the Catholic League.
I don't think it's available for us. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, great shooting team. Everybody 1 through 5, you have to close out and respect the outside shooting ability. But one of those games where we put it all together, we played them off the 3-point line and challenged jump shots, and I think our size was a factor for them at that night.
Yeah, and obviously we've talked about like things that are keys for every game, and I'm sure you were talking about we can't let them get off shooting threes.
Yeah.
Because they're only going to feel better about themselves when they see that 3 ball going there too, right?
Yeah,
major point of emphasis.
Last thing you want to do is give a shooting team confidence.
Yep.
Because then everything seems to go in from everyone from everywhere. So we kind of needed to just run them off the 3, ball pressure a little bit, make them put it on the floor, and to our kids' credit, they executed and did a great job of that.
Check out the highlights from Springford PJP.
Another home game in our home whites.
You broken out those gold uniforms, the special unis yet?
Let's see what the highlights show.
Okay, all right.
There's Schlingo for 3. He's really turned the corner his junior year, and he's had some big games. He's knocking down shots and
good patience there, extra pass there too.
Yeah, and Hagen had a nice little run over the holiday break, and you can see it there in that 3-pointer in the corner. Baker with another and one, coach.
Nice outlet pass there.
We're out in transition, filling our spots. Let's see if that ball's moving. Back to Schlingo on cue. I don't know if you saw Hagen's ball fake there, but something little like that got Schlingo an open 3.
That's the stuff like coaches notice. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
not everybody maybe in the gym gets it, but
in the highlight you see Schlingo hitting a wide open 3. Here's one of those
fly slamma jammas.
pick 6 by Baker.
Maybe it looked like a little D Brown kind of had like the leg kick action there in that one.
Yeah, that was a set we put in over break there with Baker and Bobek, and that was the first time we ran it in game action, which was nice to see him execute.
Good hustle play.
Is that Hagen?
Looked like it.
Coming back and making something happen.
My boy Ronan?
Yep.
And one.
Yeah, I don't know if I guess the highlight ran out, but that was a 4-point play.
Yeah, for Ronan, yep.
Yeah. Which was awesome. He shot it with confidence, goes to the foul line, 4-point play.
All right, so one more action this week, Saturday, matinee afternoon action. And did you tell Pottsgrove that the sun's going to be an issue sometimes when you play afternoon games here?
It's funny you say that. At one point, when they were shooting down at that part of the court, the sun came out, and we all kind of looked at each other like we hadn't really played an afternoon game in a while, forgot about this.
Yeah.
And it wasn't an issue, but it was just kind of ironic that when they were shooting, at one point there was a beam of ray. So
nice day. Pottsgrove Coach Caldwell brought back some alumni of the 1990s back there.
Yeah, Coach.
Some people came back.
Including yourself. You look good out there at half court.
Yeah. I was, like waving into the crowd, like dignitaries. How about Coach Sheck? He ran. He ran out like he was running through a tunnel or something like that.
And you think he'd be used to that walk, when in the 7th inning, bringing in a left-hander.
Right. Pace yourselves out there.
You don't run to the mound.
No.
He's not a relief
He was
pitcher.
He was running out there.
Yeah.
But good day, good thing for Coach Caldwell to bring back some alumni. And once again, you hear how the program really kind of started taking off with Coach Caldwell, and it did take place there in the 1990s.
Yeah, it was good for him to see some guys he hasn't seen. I think he said one of his former players flew in from Chicago.
Right.
Some Midwest city, and surprised him. So it was good to see some of his old guys back and some of the pioneers, so to speak.
And it was good for you guys to get a win against a very athletic Pottsgrove team out there. Bobeck had a huge game for you, just kind of filling up inside out there. Yeah,
athletic is the word. They have good basketball players.
Yep.
Anytime you beat Unionville, who's a really good 5A District 1 contender, you're going to have your hands full. To our credit, we played an all-around game for 4 quarters, defensively, offensively, and I think another example, we're able to utilize our strength, which is the interior, and we knocked down some shots.
Yeah, high scoring affair early. Everything you guys didn't miss the shot for the first 6-7 times down the court. I also noticed a little bit about Baker this game. Wasn't looking so much to score. It was like a facilitator out there trying to rebound, assist. Was that this coaching discussion with you guys, or is that just he's trying to get other people involved in the game a little bit too? Or is it just so much focus on him, other guys got to make some plays too?
Yeah, I think that it's more what you just said. Every scouting report, every game plan when they play us starts with Baker.
Yep.
And how do we stop Baker? And for him to put up the numbers he has while being the focal point makes it even a little bit more impressive. It's just Baker recognizing that I'm getting double teamed, sometimes triple teamed. I have to trust my teammates. He was a couple points short of a triple double, and I think.
And this game when I was watching there, I'm like, how many rebounds did he have? How many assists did he have?
It was this game. I think he had 7 points, and then I think he had 10 assists and maybe 12 rebounds.
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah, right.
Those lines. So probably the best overall game I've seen from a high school player in a overall game, not 30 points. He was awesome.
And one thing me and you talked about afterwards was I really liked the body language. When kids did make mistakes, there was some ownership. It wasn't a blame or put their hands up. You saw kids coming out, my fault, and talk about that a little bit on your end as the coach when you see that too.
Yeah, it's no secret. We expect them to play a pretty fundamentally sound game, and when they're not, they're hearing about it. It's good to see the ownership from the kids, especially the seniors, that when we make an error that's like a mental error or something we've been working on or harping on or preaching on, to take that ownership. And I think, to your point, it starts with Baker. He's been tremendous. I can't say enough about him right now. We started 1-3, and then we won 5 games in a row, and his body language, his demeanor was pretty much the same throughout, and that trickled down to everybody, which was important.
All right, Coach, good stuff right there. Good chit-chat. Good coach speak, as we would say sometimes.
We try to eliminate that, but sometimes you need it.
You got to give the people a little taste of what's inside the program. That's the whole point,
Inside Courtside.
Inside Courtside. All right, we got some highlights here, right?
Let's check them out.
All right, Springford Pottsgrove. Oh, different camera here we got for me.
Yeah, our camera guy, Ben, was under the weather this game, so we utilized the newly installed camera provided by Huddle.
Okay.
So no camera person. This is just live footage captured from Ram Gymnasium.
Wow. And there you go.
Another and one by Baker. It's a little bit further, so I don't love it.
Yeah, it's tough to figure out who everybody is, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Pottsgrove with the dark uniforms, you can't read their numbers.
No chance.
From a scouting standpoint, I don't love it. Obviously we know who our kids are, but there's Scrocky with a miss, and inside, outside, Dante Bonani.
Yeah.
Benefiting from an offensive rebound. Is that Hagen there?
Hagen.
It's hard to tell with this camera angle. But yeah, you can see in this highlight sequence, there's not a lot of jump shots. We felt as if, we could beat them off the dribble, and the help side's not always there, and attack the rim, and let's just not rely on our outside shooting.
And like you said, Bobek finished that game or whatever. He was in the 20, 24, something like that age game for you out there.
Yeah,
so.
I think 15 in the second half.
Yeah,
something.
I think Shingle had double digits for you there too that game.
He's been solid all year. You saw a lot of good things from a lot of people there in those 3-game homestands.
And that was a big stretch for you guys going through. All right, Coach, we got more highlights, more games here. All right, we don't want to give it all away first segment. All right,
absolutely.
All right, we'll take a quick commercial break and we'll recap the second half of these games.
Oh, look, a redhead.
Staring contest.
You still got it.
I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
I was physically at school, but my mind wasn't at school. I had problems at home. That's when I met Narnese. She started helping me a little bit, like, Nia, I don't know what you're doing, but your future is more important. She's my strength. It takes a village to help somebody get their diploma. It changes your whole life.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome back to Courtside. I'm your host, John Brennan, with the head coach, Chris Talley. All right, Coach, here, second half. You played one game before the turn of New Year. Played Bishop Shanahan at a shootout tournament, Millersville. Yeah. One other thing, most teams play a tournament or maybe even 3 games over the break. You played one, and you played the day after Christmas, right? So it was a long break for you guys, right?
Yeah, that kind of turned out to be more of a scheduling glitch. We were originally scheduled to play on the 27th, which would have given us a day of practice. When you're in a showcase, something like that, and you're playing at Millersville, there's factors out of your control. But, it's the same for Shanahan. They weren't practicing on Christmas. So, it was a nice event, hosted by Crossover Hoops.
Yeah, and I guess that's not what I'm worried about. I was more concerned you played whatever Christmas was. Tuesday, right? Christmas was a Monday, Tuesday? What day of the week was it? Tuesday.
Yeah.
So then you played Wednesday, and then you didn't play again for 8 days, essentially. Now, is that time where you're like, all right, let's give the guys some rest, put some new things in?
Yeah.
Talk about you as a coach and what you're trying to do over that stretch there, too, because that's a lot of days, just you and the coaches and the kids in that gym.
Yeah, it felt like preseason again, where you're, 2-3 straight weeks of practice. So we did give them a couple days off, but it was also kind of good for us to get healthy.
Recharge the battery a little bit.
Yeah, tighten up the offense, tighten up the defense, get some shots up, and more importantly, get healthy. So I didn't dislike it as much as I thought I would, because it gave us a good chance to heal a little bit.
All right. With all that being said, you guys took care of business. You went to Millersville, beat Bishop Shanahan. Tough Chesmont team out here. We got the Millersville gym.
Yeah, which was
road trip.
That was the first time I was there. Pretty nice facility.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't start the game the way as a coach you would want to. In fact, we gave up. I think it was eight threes in the first half.
That's a lot.
Yep. We had 7 turnovers in the first quarter and 2 more turnovers in the second quarter. So not the way you want to come out swinging. However, the last 3 quarters, we held them to 24 total points.
Yes.
Which
I remember reading the article, that sort of thing. Like they
Yeah.
scored 20 in the first quarter or whatever, and then basically had that for the rest of the game.
Yeah, that we couldn't get out of our own way, but the kids kept battling and trying to get those 3 stops at a time, which ended up winning the game. Now the last 2 minutes got a little bit squirrely, but we closed it out. And
they've had some success lately in that Chesmont League too, the Bishop Shanahan.
Especially last year.
Yeah, they're really good, right?
Very good, yeah.
Now they graduated, or they still have some guys back?
They graduated the lion's share of that team,
Okay.
but they definitely had some kids back for sure. But you know, to compare them to last year, it wouldn't be fair.
Yeah, they were like they made states in 5A last year or something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
and I think they even won a game.
in states in 5A.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they beat Coatesville at one point last year. They may have lost in the Chestmont final, something like. Good team.
Yeah, really good team.
Good
Okay.
program.
All right, so you won there and turn the calendars over
Yeah.
to 2019. Now you're back in your packed schedule, back at school too.
Yeah.
So you traveled to O&J Roberts, your old stomping grounds over there,
Yep.
and once again, like that's another team. They're gonna fight you every minute of the game. You know, might not be the prettiest type of basketball out there.
Yeah.
You're just trying to find a way to win the basketball game.
Yeah, a league game on the road.
In division too,
Yep,
yeah.
in division, and like I said, we
Still no gold. I see the blue uniforms still.
Yeah, no, they're the blue away jerseys. You know, O&J, they played teams tough. You know, they had PV pretty much beat and couldn't close it. They had Boyertown beat, lost, you know, on a buzzer beater, and then they went to Florida, and
Yeah.
you know, so we didn't know what we were going to expect because you know the Florida opponents aren't really common opponents.
Right.
For 3 quarters, we played as good of basketball as we'll play all year. And then the 4th quarter, the wheels kind of fell off a little bit. And, you know, for us, putting 4 quarters together has been a challenge, but those 3 quarters were fun to
good
watch.
enough, yeah.
Which allowed us to hang on. You could see Trey there.
Getting back in the court a little bit.
Yeah, that was, you know, when I talked about getting healthy, that 8-day stint
Nice
was
stuff right there.
was
Ooh,
good
got to
for
dunk
him.
that though.
So we ran something earlier in the game, and I kind of saw the way O&J was defending it. Not that like, you know, I saw it, but we run things for a reason.
Yeah. Yep.
And I told Baker, I said, you're going to get a dunk on our 1 out of bounds play, and he just
Looked like he lost it on the hair going up.
yeah. So, but it was there.
When you guys do execute on the offensive end, it looks good. Like
Yeah.
like that play right there, you know, the high-low action out there.
Yeah.
It looks good. Now, once again, I know you guys are a motion team and ideas. There's the dunk.
Sealed the game there.
Your motion team. Is there times where you want to say, "Stop. Let's run something here"? You know, like talk about that dynamic as a head
will.
coach. And I know, and their motion's big for you guys.
Yeah.
But you also have to see the idea when we execute.
Right.
Positive things happen too.
Yeah. No, we do have a bunch of set plays that we run, and when we execute, it's great. We are a transition team first, and I think that everybody knows that. It's no secret. But I think O&J is a great example, and you weren't there, so this is kind of a good point that you just brought up. We were up 18 in the 4th quarter, and at that point, we wanted to work on our half court and taking the air out of the ball, and next thing you know, it's a 3-point game.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, that's not our strength. We wanted to work on it. We work on it at practice. We have to get better at it. But I think our kids, the way we practice, the way we've been playing, they're kind of in that mode of go, 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 which is going to cause some turnovers, and I
Sure.
get that. But
Yep.
when we have to slow it down, we need to be better. We need to be crisper, and we need to execute.
Okay, Coach, good stuff right there. So the streak was at 5-0, and now
Yep.
you're back on the road Saturday night, and
Yeah.
you went to the rival PV down there.
Yep.
And close game, low scoring affair since through 3, and then 4th quarter, I guess the lid came off the rim, and everybody just made some shots there in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, there's a goal. They let him
Yeah.
wear the gold for.
Yep, there's the kids were excited to wear them. Good crowd Saturday night at PV. You know, obviously there's history there. There's a rivalry, and not just basketball, in all sports.
Yeah.
I think we weren't ready to play mentally. You know, anytime you go 0 for 7 from the foul line in 1 quarter, being the first quarter,
It's gonna go, it's free points for you guys
yeah,
right there.
You got to cash in and make some foul shots. Their game plan was to triple team Baker, and you know, to their credit, hats off to PV. They had a good game plan. They executed. They played tough. They defended. They rebounded, and more importantly, they made shots.
Yeah.
Including 14 for 17 from the foul line in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and that's Those are things that turn over games in one way, shape, or form right there.
Yeah. But, like I think you can see Trey's back. That's huge for us. He's still finding his niche, his rhythm, his confidence.
He played in the first game. That was essentially it all year, right?
He got in a little bit at Owen-J.
Okay. Yeah, but I'm saying, like, this is his first time back.
Yeah, and I think, that's a tough thing to ask Trey, hey, go in against PV and be great.
Right.
You haven't played in a month and a half, and, your ankle is, you're not fully trusting it at this point, which...
And you've also created a rotation of guys throughout the year, too. You're like, now you go fit in with these guys here and make it happen. Looks like you're trying to come back at the end here.
Yeah, I think the message from the coaching staff, and I think it was consistent with all of us, we played hard. And defensively, we didn't play bad. I think offensively is where we struggled, and I don't know if it was a lack of confidence. It was the first time some of these kids played in this game. It was at PV. But again, like, the same thing for them. They have young kids too, so, hats off to PV.
And it looks like they've kind of used this recipe for success twice now, because they beat Methacton at home too, and it's kind of same idea. They said, all right, some of you other guys are going to have to come out there and beat us out there.
Yeah.
Don't let the main guys be the ones that get out there and take. And the recipes worked for them a couple times now too.
Yeah, they play hard. They defend. They hustle. They get loose balls, 50-50 balls, and we didn't match their intensity early on.
And there it was.
Yeah.
All right, Coach, good stuff right there. And like we said, district rankings are out. Check it out on the PAAA District 1 website. I think you're right there around 13, 14 if I looked the other day.
Yes.
All right. We got to talk about this week's games now.
You got it.
All right, one more quick break, and we'll preview this week's games for the Rams.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello? That's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back to Courtside. I'm your host, John Brennan, with the head coach, Chris Talley. All right, Coach, we've been talking a lot here today. Hopefully people are still tuned in there.
Yeah.
Because you got a big week here of basketball games here for the Rams.
Coach, we had a lot to catch up on.
I know. It's been a long recess here.
Right.
Get that recess, elementary school, right? They get
I got
recess still there? You got it?
Oh, yeah, every day.
Okay. High school, their recess is just phone. They love phone.
Not a thing.
They love phone. All right. So tonight,
Yeah.
second time around already, you're going to travel to Norristown.
Yeah.
Number 1 team in the district.
5th ranked team in the state.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And you had them here. You went to overtime.
Little fun fact. 3 of the last 4 times we've played them have been overtime or double overtime.
Yeah, I've heard you say that on the show here before.
Is that a repeat?
You said that when we played them last time, but yeah.
So, but we got to start winning some of them. We won the big one when it counted. Not that they don't count, but
the playoff game last year.
But it'd be nice to go down there and knock them off and get our confidence back. That would be a great road win. Yeah,
once again here, you can play the whole Eagles underdog. Nobody expects us to win this. Yada yada yada. You can, I'm sure, whatever you're talking about with you and with the crew.
Yeah, again, like they're a good basketball team. So like we need to play a fundamentally sound game. We can't turn it over. We got to make shots and we got to defend. That's basically it.
All right. Then Thursday, you're going to travel to Phoenixville.
Yep.
Coach Burnett over there, former Springford Ram, former assistant with you in your days at OJ. They just scored 91, I saw the other day, against Pottsgrove in overtime.
Yeah, it was an old-fashioned shootout down there in Phoenixville. So seems like they won again last night against Souderton. They're rolling, playing with confidence, so it doesn't get any easier.
And the old school gym out there, if you're going over, don't go to the new gym. Go
Yeah.
to the old school gym over there, with
Yeah.
what's essentially is in the high school, because the new gyms
At the
it's
middle
in middle school. Yeah.
Right.
So make sure everybody knows out there, and they're gonna try and turn you over. They're gonna press you in that atmosphere over there. Then,
Yeah,
too.
they like that small gym at the middle school where they can press and kind of, you know, shorten the court a little bit and use it to their advantage. So we'll have to be ready for that.
And make sure that the kids go over there, because I'm sure Phoenixville is going to bring the student section out for when the Rams come to town.
I feel like whenever the Rams come in town, the student sections come. They love playing Springford, Coach.
All right, and then you're going to finish out the week playing a District 3 opponent you've
Yeah.
played in the past couple of years, Hempfield, here, right?
Yes.
What time? What's the game time? Afternoon, matinee?
It's an afternoon game.
Matinee action. Hopefully the sun's out again on Saturday for Hempfield.
Yeah, when they're shooting.
Yeah, and talk about Hempfield a little bit here, since we probably don't know much about them on the show.
Really good team from the Lancaster, Lebanon. I would compare it to Springford out, what is that, west, east, north, south?
Lancaster's west of here.
West of here.
Yeah.
But it's
District 3.
Yeah, but when you're going, it's west, but you got to go south as well.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little
Right.
bit of south, yeah.
Yeah, that's the part that throws you off.
But you're going definitely west to get
Yeah.
the Hempfield out there.
Good program, excellent coach, tough players. And
And how they've been doing so far this year.
So compared them to Shanahan last year, went to the state tournament, had a great run, huge senior class, winning senior class. Their point guard, who is a stud, is back, and they just keep winning. And
6A or 5A teams?
very, very similar to Springfield,
Okay.
size and everything
Take
like that.
Springford District 1, put it out in District 3, Hempfield.
There you go.
Gotcha. All right, I
Yep.
got it, Coach. Well, good luck to you and the crew this week, and we'll recap all the stuff.
Are we going to see you at that home game, Coach? It's not,
Hempfield Saturday?
it's not golf season. So.
Well, how about this?
Yeah.
We got I'm going to plug here, boys tennis pancake breakfast,
Okay.
8 to 10 fundraiser.
Yeah.
Maybe if the tally crew comes over, get some pancakes.
Yeah.
I'll make my way over to the game then on Saturday.
Fair enough.
You know where to find us, Applebee's, 8 to 10.
Yeah.
There's my plug for boys tennis fundraiser. Come on out if you're still watching the show.
Perfect. That's why we're here.
All right, sounds good. Well, good luck to you and the crew.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, make sure you tune in next week as we recap the game for the Rams. For the head coach, Chris Talley, I'm John Brennan. See you next time, Courtside.